Hey, how's it going, guys? Spinozzi here, and I'm gonna this time make this video. It's been way too long. As of now, if I can look at the time and the date, it is September 1st on a Thursday, 11:27. Okay, I've been trying to get this video out for a while, but I'll explain that in the end. For right now, we're gonna get into the the series that I've been trying to bring up in my channel for the longest. It is Can Me and My Fiance Beat series. We already did this where we were here and we beat it. It was really good. Really short game, and I think that's all of it. So we're doing Dying Light today. So I'm not really gonna get into much details with Dying Light as a story. I'm just gonna be explaining what I think is kind of bad about the game, or just the software with Dying Light. Kind of get into the story and what has happened, what hasn't happened, and generally just stuff about Dying Light that I generally do enjoy and what makes it such a successful game, and why a sequel was, in my opinion, kind of warranted. And as of yet, me and my fiance has even started playing Dying Light 2. We don't have the game. We're thinking of getting it when we have the time to. So as of now, we completed Dying Light a few months ago. And I've been trying to get this video out for the longest, but right now, it's that time. So, let's get into the things that I kind of just don't like about the game. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is actually these outposts that are in this game. Now, how can I hate the outposts or even like the quarantine zone? In my opinion, I think the quarantine zone are just a lot better. They're really fun, and there's not humans. But let's actually get into like why I don't like the outposts. And it's actually, I think it's only specifically for the PS5 players. I don't know if I'm the only one experiencing this, but if you guys remember, I do have a PS5. My fiance has a PS4 Pro. So it's not the same software, it's the same company that made these PS consoles, but the PS5 is a lot faster than the PS4 Pro in loaded in worlds and loaded in movement and inputs basically. So these outposts, you're just not allowed to do them. And I have no idea why. I don't know if it's this specific one or the ones that I've done before, but when I first played Dying Light on my PS4, I was able to do them pretty well. I did almost all the outposts from what I can remember, and it was hella fun to shooting humans while trying to get all the good rewards, the money, and stuff like that, right? But now playing it with my fiance, I can't do these outposts, and I have no idea why. I try to get a clip of this happening, of me and my fiance playing this outpost. We go into a tower, and then we go down an elevator, and there's a bunch of dudes that we have to shoot, and it crashed 3 times. I have no idea why. It crashed 3 separate times. The first time, I just thought that the game fucked up, and then now I have to go back to the game. We didn't really progress that much into the story or even the side mission of the outpost, so we gave it another go. But then it crashed again in the same place. So now I was just kind of confused. Why was Dying Light crashing on me? So this time, I tried to get a recording of this happening before it started crashing. But this time we started speed running this outpost a little bit, and we got pretty far into this outpost. And I actually don't have a clip of this because it did crash again. But when I tried to save it, it did save it into my storage, but it was unable to play. It was completely broken. I have no idea what's going on with these outposts specifically, but May can play these fine, perfectly fine, no crashes. But for me, I can't play it on my PS5. I have no idea why. I don't know if it's because of the software within Dying Light that isn't allowing the PS5 to work, or it's because the PS5 is so tremendously fast that it just won't allow me to finish Dying Light because it just can't comprehend how fast it is. But I simply just cannot do the outpost in Dying Light. I don't know if they will ever fix that issue because I'm not gonna go back and do this all over again to find out. But I'm kind of disappointed that it just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So instead of doing the outposts that we were meant to do, we just decided, fuck that. We're just gonna completely skip the outposts and do the quarantine zones. And that's what we did basically. But the other thing that I don't like about this game is actually just, I'm pretty sure it's just the console itself. Because as I said, the PS5 loads things really fast. And that's what kind of sucks about the PS5. It loads things a little too fast. When you're first new to Dying Light, you kind of want to know the story of what's going on in Haran and what caused this virus and why Kyle Crane wants to help out these people and what he's thinking. But you simply can't. Before he can even get a full sentence in, a lot of times the game just cuts him off and you're back into the game. Yeah, we're taking the elevator up. That door has to be the weirdest door to an elevator. Now, I think if this game didn't really have a story, it would be completely fine. Because you generally just want to get back into the game, have fun, and just not worry about what you have to know about the lore. But this game includes the lore a lot, and you want to know what's going on and why Crane cares so much, why the GRE are after this document, but you don't really know what's going on. If you have a PS4, you're perfectly fine, but you cannot do this on the PS5, and I think that's what the annoying part is. You just can't play this game for the story on the PS5. So I kind of just don't really know too much of the story because of it. I know the general idea of what the story is going for, but I kind of want to know what Crane is thinking about before like the mission starts or even after it. But you can't really do that with the PS5. And it's even weirder because you can load faster than your teammate, because a lot of times when I would load into a level, I would have to wait for May at least 3 to 4 seconds, and then she finally pops up. I don't remember exactly when this game was created. It's not really a huge problem in my opinion, but it's definitely there and you could definitely tell that your PS5 is just so much faster than someone's PS4, which I think is kind of strange. I feel like they should get that fixed, but they're mostly focused on Dying Light 2, so I don't really know if they're gonna go back to it, so not really a point. But yeah, that's kind of all the niches that I have with Dying Light. Other than that, I don't really have a huge problem. It's not like I can't actually play the main story. But let's get into the main story. So Kyle Crane works for the GRE, and he has to try to find the scientist and the document that is linked to the Haran virus. And he thinks that doing this, you'll be able to save the people in Haran. He jumps out of a helicopter. He sees people about to attack him when he gets his parachute stuck into like a light post. And he pulls out his gun. Now at this point, they're terrified. Now you would think it's because you have a gun, but the reason being is because shooting this gun, you're gonna alert a horde of zombies, and that's exactly what he did. He gets bitten. 2 other guys came in to save you, and in doing this, one guy saves your life, but he dies in the process, leaving you and a girl to go back into the tower to survive from the zombie horde. Now is when the story kind of kicks in. Now you're kind of confused as to what's going on into the story, why guns are so bad to these people, and simply who are the people in the tower, and what is the GRE, and is that actually their main goal, to save people in Haran? Now, I'm gonna be very honest, I'm not actually really interested in the story of Dying Light. I don't know if that's just me. I think Dying Light is a pretty meh story. That's just me. I have no idea. But I was never really interested in the story. I think that what made it interesting to me is just the gameplay in general. And even like the voice acting here and there can be pretty funny. Raheem, if you're quiet,
Raheem!
don't say
It's
anything.
me, kid. I did it. Ugh, God. Raheem. Oh, you should have seen it. Oh, God. The whole damn building came down. Oh, shit. Oh, no, Raheem, stop. Raheem, it's me. It's me, kid. It's Crane. Oh, Jesus. Raheem, stop. Oh.
Raheem stopped, cracks his neck.
It's a fucking bite wound. You goddamn stupid fucking kid! Oh God, Jade.
Not gonna lie, not bad acting.
What's going on?
Bracken.
But other than that, it's not really that interesting to me. But what's kind of weird is that in order for you to play co-op with your friends, you have to do the tutorials first, and then you could get your friends in, which I think is kind of weird. The reason being is because what if your friend also doesn't know how to play Dying Light? So then how are they gonna learn how to do parkouring, or even just how to attack a zombie and what weapons to use and what not to use? I think that's kind of like a letdown with Dying Light, is it's just like the co-op mode in general. And even though I think co-op mode is actually really fun, and you could have shits to do with your friends, not just the main story, you could do it with the side missions and challenges here and there. But you really can't learn from the basics, and that's what kind of kills the co-op mode for you and your partner. So you learn how to do parkouring, and you realize that your character is pretty shit and cannot hold on his own without breathing up and down that he's fucking tired. And I feel like if this guy was supposed to work for the military, I feel like he would have plenty of stamina, but apparently he doesn't, which is kind of weird to me. But yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna skip more ahead into the story. You meet a person named Rise. This guy is really threatening. He will cut off your arm. He has entisons, which are actually kind of cures to the zombie apocalypse, but really they just postpone you turning into these zombies. And that's basically it. If you don't have it within a certain time limit, you're going to turn into a zombie. But if you do use it, you just temporarily stay as a human until you will eventually turn. So it's kind of hopeless, but in some way you have something to go for it. It's like your own goal. And that's what makes people desperate, because they don't want to turn into a zombie, which is what her Rise uses to his advantage. And we actually have to meet up with Rise to help out the tower to get more entisons. And we go to these different drops. And these airdrops, they don't really happen as often from what it seems like to these people. So seeing them come from the sky is like a blessing until we actually get to it. It's turning nighttime, and we call the GRE that we found the entisons that the tower needs to help these people. But then you realize that the GRE just doesn't care and wants you to instead throw them out into a fire so they can burn. Of course, Crane applies, kind of hesitating, knowing that this is kind of fucked up. We should be saving these people. And then new monsters appear, the nightmares.
Jade, I'm at the airdrop. There's no antis in here.
Done? Fuck.
back here and be careful. The nightmares are awake. Don't let them see you.
Oh, shit. They must have
Here we
heard
go,
me.
baby. Oh boy. Baby, the nightmares are here. Run!
Bobby, I don't know where I'm going.
To the right, to the right.
Oh my
Up the stairs, up the stairs. Now these motherfuckers are scary as shit. I don't know how they came up with these guys, but they're generally terrifying. They only come out at night, and the only weakness that they would seem to have is just a UV light and just sunlight in general. Once you start shining a UV light at them or it starts turning daytime, their skin starts to burn and they run away, trying to find a dark place in an alley, sewer, whatever the case may be. Now you realize that nighttime is extremely dangerous and you generally just don't want to be out there unprepared, because if you do, you will die. But doing this, if you go out at night, you actually gain more XP for doing it. It's more of a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Not in the case of you find better loot, but you gain better experience and you're able to level up your character a lot more, which is actually a really fun mechanic that they add, which is something that we never really took advantage of, me and May. We decided to not go outside because we weren't really as prepared as we should. But then, out of nowhere, the game decides to give me a literal baseball bat that one-shots any zombie except for the bosses, which I think makes the game, extremely boring. I don't know why they just gave me a random bat and not May. It's kind of strange. And what confuses me the most is I'm pretty sure this bat was supposed to be used for a special event, but for some reason I still gained the bat. And it just one-shots any zombies, as I said, except for the bosses. And it has a very high durability, so it's not going to break as fast as it should. And I think it could be a really fun weapon if it was used for a challenge and you gained it as a reward, not just randomly in your loadout and you could just kill any zombies that you want, which makes the whole grinding experience in this game a lot more boring and I don't really like it. But yeah, in general, the story, we had to fight Rise. We had to try to find a cure. Now we're against the GRE for what they're doing, because they're not only trying to use this document to hurt people, but to use it as some sort of chemical weapon to fight in a war they want to win in. And we decided that no, we're not going to let that happen. And we decide to rig up a building full of explosions in a certain pattern to let the world know that there's still a lot of people alive in Haran, but some military planes decide to shoot the building, so the pattern may seem like it was just a random explosion. And now we have to try to find another way to alert the world that we're okay. So we got a radio hooked up to a big signaling tower, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I forgot what to call the name of it. And we lit up a flare into the sky. A bunch of jets were about to bomb us, but then they saw that, hey, there's people here. We're not supposed to bomb people. And they decided to go back home. And now the GRE are pretty pissed. And Rise knows that the document is needed and is very important, because he's got in contact with the GRE as well. And we had to get into the boss fight with Rise and try to defeat him. We go through hordes of zombies. We go against tons of nightmares running away from them, because you really can't kill all of them unless if you have some crazy weapon. But me and May were pretty unprepared, I would say, when it came to weapon. We didn't have that much ammo, I'm pretty sure, if I remember. So we were just running away from them, and it's fucking terrifying. I think one time I did die because I wasn't running as fast or as efficiently as I should. But in the end, we meet up with Rise and we defeat him. So yeah, that's basically the end of the story. From just a summary of what the story is. I'm not going to tell the full story because then that'll be a very long and dragged out video. So I'm not going to do that. But I am going to say that this story mode, even though it is interesting to look into, lore-wise, I don't really think it's that interesting to me. I do think that the zombies are very creepy. I love the design, and each zombies that are introduced in Dying Light are very special in their own way. You have the regular zombies, you have the bolters that run away from you, you have the nightmares, the exploding zombies. Like there's a lot of them that you could really look at and see that they're very different in their own way. And I think that's what I like about Dying Light as well is the different varieties of zombies. And I feel like it's not just Call of Duty where it's just the same zombies over and over. And no, it's completely different in each run. You can see different types of them and even meet up with different ones before the story even introduces you to it. For example, there was a quarantine zone that introduces a screamer. It's a little child zombie that screams at you, and if you don't stop it in time, it will call in more zombies. Now, of course, you could just call it another zombie from like the witch from Left 4 Dead, but in general, this is just its very own zombie because it doesn't try to attack you in any way. It just stands there and screams at you, and if you don't stop it in time, you're gonna get surrounded very quickly by a horde of zombies. Not only are you gonna get attacked by zombies, but humans as well. They will shoot at you, throw little stars, throw axes, whatever the case may be to stop you, whether it's Rise's men or random people off the street. But they're not really that much of a pain. It's just a lot of them in one group can really kill you. If there's like one person, then it's not really a huge problem. They just know how to dodge and block shit, and that's basically it. And apparently, they know how to throw shit through walls. So be careful with that. And you make sure to heed my warning because they really know how to throw shit through walls, literal axes. But now let's get into the gameplay. And could me and May actually beat Dying Light together? No. It's no. The reason being, and it starts off with the beginning. You cannot start off with your partner in the very beginning of the tutorial of Dying Light. Now, if I were to just skip out on that and just excuse that, then there must be another way to actually beat the game without the beginning part. Well, also no. You can't beat the game in the end as well with your partner. The very end mission where you have to defeat Rise, you can't be with your partner. We try to see if we could actually get with each other, but we simply can't. So it will just tell you that this part of the mission is for single player mode and not co-op, and it will completely stop the run. And if you want to play the game, you cannot do this mission with your partner, and that's basically it. So we cannot beat Dying Light together. You can only beat it by yourself from the very beginning to the end. With, of course, if you want your friend to come with you on your journey, you can do that, but you cannot do the ending with your friends. That's what I can see. I don't know if there's another way or a glitch to do it, but that's what I know. Now, the one thing that me and May had a problem with when it came to gameplay was certain missions doing challenges. Now, in this game, you can do challenge runs, as I said. You could do parkour, race, and kill more zombies than the others, whatever the case may be. But sometimes when you're in a story mission, the game will completely pause, telling you that this part of this mission is a challenge run. Now, that wouldn't be a huge problem, but me and May don't really want to go against each other in a single player game where we have to work together, not work against each other to see who gets the most zombie kills. We really just do not care about that. I think that's what's kind of like a huge problem with Dying Light. They try to make it more competitive orientated, and that's kind of stupid. I'm more of a casual player, and I don't really care about competitiveness. The only time I would ever get competitive is like Rainbow Six, where it's a competitive orientated game. So of course, that's something that I would care about. If I was a casual player, I would not play Rainbow Six. But in a game like Dying Light, it's not supposed to be a serious game. It's a game where you just play with your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and just kill zombies. It's not really that serious. And you just upgrade weapons from a pipe to a fucking like chainsaw, or whatever. And apparently, you have to kill the most zombies, and in doing so, you get a lot of XP. Now, is that really fair? No, not really, in my opinion. Unless if you and your partner were really competitive, then I can see this as being really fun. But for the casual players, that's not really going to be a fun part of the game, in my opinion. Now, I feel like if me and my other friends were playing this together and we decided to try to fuck each other up, then this would be pretty fun. But in general, I'm not really looking to Dying Light to fuck around and fuck with May all the time. That's not really what I want to do in Dying Light. I just want to enjoy myself in the world of Dying Light and just play the game, really. Not having to like the game pause for me because I have to get the most dick sucked in all of Dying Light. I have no fucking clue. But what makes Dying Light really fun? First off, zombies. Everyone loves a good zombie game. That's why zombies and Call of Duty was so successful back in the day. Call of Duty World of War introduced zombies in a multiplayer sense, and the way they introduced it was extremely fun. Not only did you have to survive for a long period of time, you get weapons along the way to help you survive for the longest time. In Dying Light, it's completely different. There is no wave of zombies that comes after you, and there's no mystery box or teddy bears or any Samantha Richtofen and shit like that, right? You're in a whole new world where you get weapons off the floor, get out of houses, people itself. You can create your own weapons and even shoot them if you want to, but that's not really essential. You could just stab them, hit them, whatever the case you want to do. But what makes Dying Light extremely fun is the parkour. Now, I've never seen any other game like Dying Light where they combine parkour and zombies together. That I haven't seen before. And the first time when I played Dying Light, I enjoyed it. And because there's a lot of things that you can do in Dying Light, with not just parkour. You can do different game modes, as I said. You can find drops, collectibles. You can find secret levels. And in general, that's what makes Dying Light really fun. You can do many different things and not just do the main story or even a side story. So, me and May just generally enjoyed it because we just wanted to have fun in the game and look for little secrets here and there. We didn't find every secret, my ad, but we still enjoy the game nonetheless. And yeah, that's what I like about Dying Light in general. It's just really fun. You can have tons of fun with your partner and trying to see who can survive the longest, how fast you can kill the zombie, how stupid of a level this one could be. You could literally go into a Mario world, and I think that's kind of funny. Or even find that Excalibur where you have to hold the square button for 5 minutes or so, and then you get a weapon that is so strong but so weak at the same time. You can one shot any zombie in the game, but the durability is so ass, and that's what makes it so funny to me. The game, you could tell the devs loved the game, and they really knew how to make the game fun, adding little secrets here and there, and making the world pretty. It's beautiful to look at, and that's what I like about Dying Light. But the one thing that I have to do before I end off this video and get this out finally, there was a joke that May did, and it is a pretty fucked up joke, but it's for one of her friend that she said it for, and if you're that friend, you know I'm not gonna say the name, but if you know it, you know the joke. We were in a certain quarantine zone where they introduced the screamer for the first time, and she says this. Baby, nah. Mm-mm.
Oh, heck no. Were they
Oh.
really? Oh,
Oh, shit.
shoot. This man
Yo, you
killed
good?
himself.
You hanging out?
Missy's dad.
No. You can't
Yo,
do
that's
that.
crazy.
I don't know if I should put that in the.
Yo!
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. I am gonna be trying to get the prototype stream out soon. I'm not really too sure as to when this will happen. I'm getting this video out finally because I had the time to. There's another video that I'm gonna be releasing. It's not gonna be a series of can me and my fiance beat this or can my fiance beat this, whatever, right? It was just a video that I decided to make with my fiance. It's from Beyond Two Souls. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will know about Beyond Two Souls. It's a really fun game. It was made by the same people who made Heavy Rain and Detroit. I'm pretty sure Detroit Becomes Human, and we just decided to play it for the fucks of it. I'm not really gonna make it into a series, in my opinion. I just don't really want to. It's not something that is like orientated around being a video. The reason being is because it's not that it's linear, but because it's a very story mode orientated game, and of course you're gonna be able to beat it. Now that goes for any game that I'm gonna introduce in the series. Of course, there is a way to beat it, but there are certain types of games that I'm gonna be adding within the series that will have certain challenges that I'm gonna be adding to make the game more interesting, and that's what I'm gonna be thinking of doing in other games that we're gonna be playing. I would add certain challenges to make it not only fun, but to really add a little spice into our gameplay, and not just beat the game. Oh yeah, we can beat it, or no, we can't beat this, stuff like that, right? But yeah, that's all I had to say. I'm gonna try to get this video out finally, and I'm gonna try to get a stream up soon. As of now, I could. Originally, this video took forever. I tried to get out before I left Florida to move in with my fiance, and that didn't happen. We just exchanged consoles for a bit, and I couldn't do it when I moved in because I didn't have my own router to do what I need to do. But I got everything that I need now. I'm doing my own thing, getting this video out. Not only that, and I'm also trying to find other games to play. Soul Hacker 2 did came out, and I'm thinking of playing this soon after prototype. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Make sure you guys stay safe, and make sure to wear your mask because monkeypox is coming. Wear it on your ass or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.